Welcome back, SANDSTORM here, back again with some knife therapy, and today I have a fun one for y'all. This is, I guess you call my top 10 in my collection of overbuilt, beefy, or just straight big knives. They're either long knives or they're overbuilt. But let's get started. The first one's a massively overbuilt knife coming from Artisan Cutlery. This is the Proponent. This is a Dirk Pinkerton design. And this thing just brings me joy every time I open it. You get this massive Warncliffe blade, and look at this. Look at those thumb studs. That looks like a lanyard bead or something on there. Super thick, chunky. Yeah, it's pretty heavy. It also comes with a pin that you can put it in there to make this even more of a beast. It's got good action. It's nice and smooth. And you can get this bad boy for 70 bucks. Not bad if you like these type of knives. You know, it's not the most practical knife, of course. And I don't really think many of these are. Some of them aren't bad. But this thing's a brick in the pocket for sure. But, I mean, come on. It's just cool. I'm not even a big knife guy. I like, mine about 3 or 3.5 inches, and most of these all break that rule. Definitely knives that put that big old grin on my face, and I like to just go and flip them around. Don't carry them a whole lot. Like this one is just heavy to carry, but 70 bucks, not bad for something like that brings you joy. So that's the first one. All right. The next one I reviewed not too long ago, and I've still been getting a lot of joy out of it. And coming in at number 2 is the MAXACE SANDSTORM K. If you have not seen my review of this, definitely go check it out. This blade this blade held up just fine. You have, what is it? I think it's like a 4.3 inch blade of K110 steel. That's, it's kind of similar to D2. The action on this thing is incredible. Super smooth action, riding on bearings, comfortable in hand. This is, you can actually, if you like to carry around big knives, you can carry this one and it not be, super overbearing. You got this kind of gimmicky secondary lock that you can turn it on and off. Not to mention, besides it being massive, I think it's just a very attractive blade right there. They seem to put out these beasts. This thing's come down to a nice thin edge. You would think, being that it's got massive studs, massive pivot, and just a massive overall knife, you'd think that it would be, super thick behind the edge because it's a overbuilt knife. No, this thing is nice and thin. Cuts like a dream. And even if it didn't have the highest HRC on the blade, you still have a lot of blade to use, so you'd be just fine. But it seemed to have a pretty good heat treat on it. The knife held up just fine in my test, and like I said, comfortable to use as well. This is the MAXACE SANDSTORM K. Pretty much all these knives are still being sold. Some of them you may have to wait to get them, but a lot of these you can get right now. Number 3, this one is discontinued, but I got some one to put up if you can't find one of these. And next up is the Spyderco Subvert. Picked this one up my trip to Knife Works in Columbia, Louisiana. I've always wanted this knife, just never pulled the trigger. You got a massive blade on here with this recurve, and look how, that's some chunky scales right there. Probably should be throwing in size comparison for y'all so you'll have an idea. This is the Ontario Rat Model 1. As you can see, it makes the Rat Model 1 look small. Got a nice wide blade on here. Comfortable in hand because those thick scales really fill out the hand, and you have contoured G10 scales on it. Very, very smooth action on this. You can spidey flick it, and you can easily thumb flick it. I haven't done a dedicated video on this one yet. I plan on it eventually if I can ever get around to it. S30V steel. This is a Black Snow Customs design. These came in at, I think, $329 whenever they were still available. I was lucky enough to find this one brand new at Knife Works for sale. You can still find them here and there. That is the Spyderco Subvert, and being this was discontinued, one I put in its place is the Spyderco Military, one of my favorite larger knives. This one's not overbuilt. This is an actually good EDC big knife. You got the 4-inch blade on it, almost, I think it's like 9 inches overall. This particular one is a KnifeWorks exclusive, but you could still get the S30V models, and you could pick those up for 196 bucks. Military is just an awesome knife. You can carry this big old blade without a problem as long as you got the real estate in your pocket, because this thing is a featherweight, because it doesn't have any full liners in there. It just has these little strips of liner. And I think this is titanium, if I'm not mistaken. And the action on these is outstanding. The only thing I don't love is the tip down only pocket clip. But I kind of get it with the larger knives. It kind of makes sense pulling them out your pocket. That is the Spyderco Military. This one's in CTS 204P. Coming in at number 4 is the Knights Element MK Ultra V2 Kukri, something like that. This is Jason Knight collaboration with Doug Marcaida, and I don't know if they're doing another run of these or not. I would think they probably would. I know I saw them on dealers here and there, but you never know. I just think it's overall cool looking knife. I don't have any folding Kukris. I did review this one and test it. It held up just fine. These were $285 in 690 steel. I just think that blade is beautiful. That's definitely a Jason Knight signature blade. And of course, I love the micarta. I got the black on black blade right here with the micarta scales. Nice and smooth. You can use that fuller to spotty flick it, or you can use it to roll it out. This is just a fun knife. It was a beast to sharpen for me, just because that it's a kind of a steep angle on there, and I use a wicked edge. I had to use my curved stones, but I was able to get it nice and sharp. But if these don't come back, much cheaper alternative is one that I haven't reviewed yet, but it's coming soon. It's coming from Miguel Nas, and it is the Valona. This bad boy has a 4-inch blade, and let's see, this is it next to the Rat 1. So you can see Rat 1's a big knife. Valona has a beast of a blade on there. Excellent action on this knife. This has a nice, beautiful crown spine on here. Comfortable in hand. I won't go into it too deep, but you can get these for 48 bucks. I think that's an amazing deal for the Valona titanium pocket clip. They did a lot of stuff right on this knife. All right, number 5 is going to take up pretty much the entire screen. Coming from Cold Steel, you can have a list like this without at least 1 or 2 Cold Steels, and it is the Raja 2. This thing is a baby arm right here. I mean, a massive, look at that. I can almost fit my hand on there. This thing is massive, and I love it. Basically, you know, it's just a folding kukri that you can actually use, and it's pretty darn comfortable. It has Austin steel, which is perfectly fine for this type of knife. I mean, this is not an everyday EDC. I mean, you could if you wanted to. It won't fit in everybody's pocket. It doesn't fit in pretty much most of my pockets. Got a nice stone wash on there. Cold Steel does a good job with their Austin. Grivery handle scales with a stippled pattern on there. And of course, the infamous triad lock. And you can wave this ginormous blade out of your pocket Yeah, that's funny. You have a 6-inch blade and 14 inches overall. I mean, let's see. Can I fit? Let's see. I'm going to have to do it like this. And let's look. I'm just going to put that right there for just for a reference. You can, let's see. Could you fit the whole? You can almost fit the entire rat one in the scale of the knife. But if you want a big old blade just to do, you know, to bring to a camp or something and hack down vines or something like that, you can definitely do that with this one. You can get these for 86 bucks. It's not going to break the bank. And the action on these is smooth. I'm not going to drop it because I don't want to guillotine myself since I'm not paying attention too well. Only thing that sucks on this is the pocket clip. I mean, that's what sticks out of the pocket. That is kind of ridiculous. I guess they did that so it would actually fit in the pocket. But whenever I use this, if I'm going to use it anywhere other than my house, it goes into a backpack and it's fine in there. That is the Cold Steel Raja 2. Number 6, we have another one from MAXACE, and it is the Goliath 2.0. Haven't reviewed this one yet, so I'll just kind of touch on it, but this is another one that has been putting a smile on my face for sure. You have a whopping 4.33 inch blade, and this one is also super slicey. I mean, it comes down to a nice, I won't be able to really show you all this, but I mean, wafer thin. I think it looks attractive, and the action, just like the SANDSTORM, super smooth. And I mean, just look at that. Thwack comes out with authority. You have titanium bolster. I mean, I guess it's a faux bolster because it's sitting on top of a frame. I don't know. Maybe that is whatever. Micarta scales, and they got different variations of these, and these come in and out of stock. I don't know if they're in stock anywhere at the moment. I picked mine up off of eBay for 96 bucks, and that's pretty much the going rate. They're in Bowler K110, same as the SANDSTORM, and that one held up just fine. Just a nice looking knife, comfortable in hand. You got nice thick scales. 96 bucks. If you like a big knife, I don't think you can go wrong with the Goliath 2.0. A good name for that. All right, number 7, I had to put at least one more cold steel in there, and it's probably one of my favorites of the big ones, and that is the Cold Steel 4MAX Scout. This bad boy is a beast. You got that 4-inch blade. I love that blade shape. This is just looks like a bigger 10 is it? You got a ginormous chunk of steel right there. It's either aluminum or stainless, I'm not sure, for that triad lock. I mean, just look at that. Look at that stop pin. Thwack. You got those huge oversized thumb studs. I'm glad they put the same size on both. They usually have one smaller one on the back. This one's in Grivery, and the going rate used to be 100 bucks on these, AUS 10 once again, but you can get these off of, I think, Amazon for 86 bucks. I think it is. Wait, is it 86? I had it written down. Oh, 76. I'm sorry. $76 right now on Amazon. I think that's an amazing, amazing deal. You can actually carry this one. I did it just to see for, I think I did it for about 3 or 4 days. It weighed down my pockets. I could only do it when I was wearing my jeans, and I had to have a good belt on it. The pocket clip is pretty egregious. I mean, very, very stiff. I hate it actually, but other than that, I love the knife. Great oversized beefy knife, smooth action on it, very smooth action on mine. You can choke back on it if you want to do some snap cutting, or you can choke up here, or you can even come up right there. That's my sweet spot right here. Cold Steel 4MAX Scout, awesome. I had the original 4MAX in the 20 CV or whatever, but for the price those went for, I could not see keeping it and, it collecting dust majority of the time, because this is not an EDC for me. Come on, it just can't be. There you go, the 4MAX Scout. Number 8 can definitely be an EDC for you if you would like it to be. It's coming from Spyderco, and that is the Police 4. This one is lightweight because it's FRN, and you do have some inset stainless liners, but they've been skeletonized. You have a nice, massive 4.38 inch blade, and you can get these for $164 when they're in stock. You can see them from time to time. I absolutely love this K110. The action on mine, super smooth. You do have to make sure, if you care, you do have to keep your blade oiled with something. You can see how it's getting dark around the thumb hole if it's coming through on the camera. And those spots right there, yeah, that's just smudges. But it does patina rather quickly. Mandela has patina marks on it. These things are fairly good slicers, and you have a whole bunch of cutting edge that will last you for a long time. I can choke up on it, and that I can actually pocket this without feeling like I got a brick in the pocket. You can spidey flick it for $164. If you want something that's got a nice long blade on it that you can EDC, this or the Military are two excellent options. I don't know if they came out with the Military and K390 yet, but if they do, I'll probably be getting that. Still want to get the stretch. K390 is some awesome stuff if you don't mind taking care of the blade or just leaving it, let it get a patina. Alrighty, number 9, coming from Southern Grind, that is the Bad Monkey. Now this one's not, this is on that borderline, but you still have, well, I think you have close, let's see. This is, yeah, you have a 4-inch blade on here. I think it's a very, very attractive blade. You got a stone wash flats and nice satin. This is probably one of the nicer satin finishes I've seen on a production knife. Now, Southern Grind doesn't, they're not still owned by Zach Brown. They sold to, I don't know what the new company's name is. I'm guessing they're still all made in the U.S. That's why I bought this one. I wanted to make sure I still had one of the U.S. versions. The one thing that turns a lot of people off on this knife, it's a $229 and the blade steel is 14C28N. It doesn't really bother me because I have used the knife, and so far it's still got a nice sharp edge on it. Let me see, because I was using a good bit the other day. Let's see. Oh, yeah, maybe I dulled it out. It's still got a nice working edge on there, but it needs to be sharpened. This was an exclusive. Forget who made this one with the blue and black. Most of them come with carbon fiber, just black, the regular plain carbon fiber. This one's a blue-black carbon fiber. I think it looks nice. The action on these is nice and smooth. It's nice and chunky. You got titanium liners underneath there that have been anodized blue on this particular one. The pocket clip, I don't love the pocket clip. You can see, first of all, it doesn't sit on the scales because it does have some texture right there. It will tear up your pants. But that pocket clip, I forgot. I don't know if it's the Benchmade clip. One of them, you can interchange it because I did at one point. You can also wave these out of pocket. That's what that's for. And if it's a nice phosphor bronze washer knife that has a nice smooth action on it. Comfortable in hand for that neutral grip it has on here. Just an overall cool knife, and I totally get it. I understand why some people wouldn't buy it for the price that it's going for. That's fine, I understand. But that is the Southern Grind Bad Monkey. All right, number 10 is super hard to get right now, so I apologize for it. But you can, if you're patient and you watch, you can pick one up. And that is number 10, the Dimco AD20. This is the machine ground version. This was a DLT exclusive, I'm pretty sure. It's in crew wear. Love that stone wash she has on there. nice. And of course, the shark lock. I mean, gotta love it. Dimco has just made some leaps and bounds in the knife front, on the locking fronts. He's got the triad lock. He's got this lock. And I know he has another one. I just can't think of it. Right. Oh, he has a scorpion lock and maybe some more. Most of the locks you've been able to see and own from Cold Steel, but whenever Cold Steel sold, Andrew was able to leave and start making his own production knives to sell, and that's basically what this is right here. I think these were 400 or 450, one of the two, and it's a totally USA made in his shop, on a machine. That's why it's machine ground. I love the Dimco pivot. Just a massive, look at the standoffs. Just an absolute beast. Mine is wearing a Pops Customs clip on there. I've enjoyed it. Some people hate it. I don't mind. Super smooth action on these. I mean, these are a hard use all the way type of knife. Super thick behind the edge. Not going to be your best slicer, but you should know that going into it. Comfortable in hand. Just, but being that these are so hard to get a hold of, one that you can get right now it's also a beast, and it's wearing his triad lock, and that is the Cold Steel Recon 1. I think these are like $100. Super comfortable. You could definitely EDC this one. You got a nice big old blade, that huge robust triad lock right there. S35 in steel. This is an exceptional value right here. It's hard to beat some of the Cold Steel knives. Also kind of built for hard use. It's pretty darn thick behind the edge as well. But you could definitely get some work done with this. And man, it is comfortable. And it's not super heavy because that is just G10. There's no liners in there, just some thick G10. That's all you need. That is a Cold Steel Recon 1. So there you go. That is my top 10 overbuilt or massive, just big, whatever you want to call them, knives that put that grin on my face whenever I open them, or some of them getting to carry them, and some of them are not expensive and still awesome, and some of them are so impractical, but I just love it. Yeah. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. Let me know what y'all think about this video, and I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.